Everybody in the house! When I say Q, you say N-A! Q!
N-A!
Q!
N-A!
Woo!
Hello everybody!
Hey guys!
So we are finally recording a video, a Q&A to tell you more about us, what's going on with our build, what's going on with our travel plans, our lives, all those things.
When we started, we thought that it was going to be mostly people from Instagram coming over to YouTube, but now we realize that there's more of you that are just on YouTube. So we didn't have the time to introduce ourselves to you.
You got to know us through our previous videos, but we haven't actually never sat down and told you actually who we are, where we are, etc.
We compiled a few questions that we received on Instagram, and we have other topics that we're going to talk about along the way.
And stay with us till the end. We are introducing a dare in this video. Something we used to do in the early days of our Instagram journey. So just for fun, yes, let's start with the basics.
I'm Will.
And I'm Gab.
Will and Gab. I think you got that part settled down though.
Well, we both live in Quebec City, so we're French Canadians. That's why that's why the accent. We've been together for a bit more than 2 years now. We both work with Parks Canada, mainly on the historical site Gros Isle and the Irish Memorial. What else? We'll get to our job and our situation in more details in a few questions. First question! Alright, interesting. So a few of you asked how we got into van life, why we got into van life, what brought us here.
In Quebec or in Vanlife?
In van life!
Alright, so even before we met each other, I had a plan after university, after I graduated, to go on a road trip. States, Canada, whatever. Turns out, when we met, that's like one of the first things we talked about, like in the first week, even before dating, that we both would like to do a road trip. So that's a plus, right?
Yes.
Through our discussions and different travels, we always came back to this idea of going into maybe van life. It wasn't always doing our own van, converting our own van. When we started, we actually were just looking for old 1980s Class B camper vans.
We even thought about just traveling in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it evolved.
Yeah, the plan evolved a lot. And the plans as well, they are still evolving weekly right now.
Yes.
So
this video comes at a good time, just to like explain what's going on with So why van life? Well, definitely because it allows you to travel for longer periods, and for not so much more money. Every time we would travel, because we did travel in Europe together before.
And Africa.
Yes, yeah, true. Well, we traveled together, backpack style, before starting van life. We would always try to connect with locals and get to know their daily life situation. Well, so van life is actually a good way to slow travel, in that same idea of being part of a place entirely and not just from the touristic side of it. We also like to get lost in unexpected small cities, small towns, back roads. So this is also...
Especially with a co-driver like you, we're always gonna get lost. Je vais pas mettre ça.
Ça me dérange pas.
She always gives indications at the last second when the exit is just right there.
Because Google doesn't follow us exactly. It gives
you have to anticipate. Anyways.
Do my best. Alright, so this whole idea of slow traveling and being able to travel more for longer periods of time.
And more in local areas as well, not the touristy places.
Getting out of the big cities, going in surrounding areas, parks more easily, because sometimes with like public transportation it's not that easy to get to more outsidey places, parks, etc.
Yeah. And also the van that we actually chose, well, that was a long and elaborate thought process as well for like over a year. As I mentioned, we started out with just looking at camper vans then from the 1980s. Then we decided that we might want to try to convert our own van. So we started to look at like Econolines, Ford Econolines, but it rapidly evolved into maybe doing it into a ProMaster / Transit type of body, just to take advantage of the height and the space. Yeah.
Yeah, because we are not planning on being full time, but we were planning on being like up to 6 months maybe at a time. So we'll get into that. Yeah.
So that could be another video on its own. Many of you heard this debate between Transit, ProMaster, and Sprinter, but obviously the best van is the ProMaster.
Don't start polemics.
So we decided to look and concentrate and focus on searching for a ProMaster van. At first, we were looking for used vans.
One thing. So this is not a COVID project. Like, I know Vanlife has been gaining a lot of popularity over the past year. Not necessarily only because of COVID, but in Quebec it did become a lot more popular for the last year or two maybe. And COVID just helped as well because you want to travel around locally, etc. But this whole project started before we bought the van in March, a few weeks before the pandemic really hit us here.
Actually, it started. It delayed the time that we bought the van.
We found it, we reserved it before we got affected by COVID in Quebec.
Yes.
It was happening already elsewhere in Europe, but we never thought it would come our way. So it wasn't planned based on this, But yes, it got delayed because of COVID, and that's one of the reasons why we started our conversion only by May last year.
Yeah. So finally, our van is a 2019 red ProMaster van.
2,500.
Yeah.
This the model.
Yeah. And we bought it in a dealership.
In Quebec City.
In Quebec City. So we looked at used ones before, but they were really beat up. But this one, yes, it was more expensive than a used one, but we were going to save down the road because of the maintenance cost, basically. It was brand new. The ProMaster is technically used, but it's pretty much brand new. It was used in another dealership just to carry materials around the compound, right? So
only had 1,600 kilometers.
Yeah,
which
so
is nothing.
Jinx. She can't speak until I say her name. I could do this whole Q&A alone. That wouldn't be nice, right? No, it wouldn't. Okay, Gabrielle.
Merci.
At first we weren't looking for a red van. We wanted to be stealthy, and red is the opposite of stealthy. But this van had like all the options. Both the seats were swivel seats, which is rare and is quite expensive. Bluetooth, of course. AC, cruise control, the bigger alternator.
More electricity.
No, the bigger alternator. What else did it have? Brand new.
Yeah. Well, the back windows.
Yes, back windows.
Shaded. Yeah, back windows.
Some ProMasters don't have those, so we were at least looking for those. A side panel window could have been useful, but you know, we managed. And it wasn't at a bad price either. So that's our van. And also, once we bought the van, came the big and long question of what's her name? And we never talked about this before on the channel.
It's always called the van.
But I think we're ready to reveal the name.
Attention! So the name of the van is?
Cherry.
He can't jinx me. It had.
Yeah, but you said like Cherry.
Okay, because we've been debating on Sherry or Cherry for a long time.
Yeah, but we'll probably say like Sherry as well because we're francophones and CH in French is
doesn't come natural.
For you.
For me, yeah. So I'll say Sherry even though it's Cherry.
Yeah. But you know, cherry because red, obviously, but sherry as well is the name of the wine, the red wine sherry. So it's like a link of two things that we like.
And she's a badass, so it's like a cherry bomb.
Yeah. Do you like the name?
Yeah, let us know if you like the name.
Comment below, please.
Yes. Okay, before we get into more travel details and still going with van life details, we've been asked how we met, which is really sweet. And it does bring us into what's our traveling plans. Yeah. So we met 2 years ago because we worked together on Grootsteden, the Irish Memorial.
So it's an island inside of the St. Lawrence River. So basically we live on the island.
While we work.
Which is really, really cool. Gabriel, in the middle of the summer, replaced one of our colleagues that left. So she came back because she used to work there, blah, blah, blah. And she came back.
We were
so it was
basically
love at first sight.
No, it wasn't. So yes, we worked together, lived together, basically with other people. But just to say that we would spend almost 24 hours a day together, and so we got to know each other really quickly.
And I had a $20 bet to kiss her.
That's what I'm worth! $20!
Well, I won. Obviously.
Oh my god.
I have one more.
The kiss turned into more kisses. And we got attached. And
beep.
And we're here. Okay. So that's it. We met because we worked together.
Yes.
That's it. So that brings us into some more information so you guys can understand our lives. So we are seasonal employees.
Yeah.
We work on this island or for Parks Canada 5-6 months a year.
From May to October.
Yeah. So that's also one of the reasons of van life, because we have this whole off season that we are not attached to any job, so we can travel. Yeah, people asked us if we were planning on working full time while traveling. So we won't. No.
That's a great advantage of having seasonal jobs. And
a lot of people are doing that, so they come back home, or I mean they stay stationary for a while they get money while they work and save, and then they travel. So that's basically a little bit what we're doing.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean we won't be traveling this summer. It just means we won't be going to Florida or Mexico, right? So we'll be traveling and exploring more of our region, maybe going to like Ontario or north of the United States.
Yeah, we'll do like weekend getaways to try out the van because it's a nice season as well. It's warm, etc.
Yeah. So that will be for this summer, but our plans for the rest of the years, well, they evolved a lot and they are still evolving weekly, basically because of COVID and work. So in the beginning of February, I started a new job, still for Parks Canada. I'm replacing someone right now on maternity leave, so it's a fixed contract going all throughout the summer. But right now it means I'm working full time. Granted, I'm working from home, but still there's problems with, connectivity and Wi-Fi. I still have to do meetings online. Because
you're working from home, unlike when we're actually physically on the island, we might be able to do a short trip, like a week trip before summer starts. But yeah, we'll wait mostly for the big trip after the touristic season.
And as we mentioned earlier, our plans evolved massively. At first, pre-COVID, last January, we were supposed to leave down south, go to Florida, do the south side of the United States, go back up from the west coast, and coming back through the prairies. That got scrapped. And then we were supposed to leave somewhere around mid-March, early April to go to the west coast in BC, so staying in Canada because the borders with the States are closed. But because I started the new job, that got scrapped as well. So our plans for the rest of the year will be probably in early to mid-October, in autumn. We would leave then to go to BC, passing through the prairies.
Yeah, so we asked also what's our first place, where are we heading first? So we don't know. We were thinking of maybe the Côte Nord from Quebec, so where, how you say in English? Well, anyway, Côte Nord, which is closer to Labrador. So that might be our first trip.
Yeah.
Gaspésie by the south side also. We are really looking forward to go to Ontario soon. We met so many people from Instagram that are super nice, that we just want to go connect with, and there seems to have so many beautiful parks
and lakes
that it's close by. Weather is warmer than Quebec, so that might be the first stop as well. We'll let you know. And one extra question
is, how did we get into YouTube? So we are still just starting out, learning the ropes, but we're having fun, so that's important.
Learning as we go.
But our YouTube channel is now more than 1 year in the making. It's not been a year that we're on YouTube, but more than a year that we've been thinking about it, testing stuff, different ideas and types. It actually started in our last trip in Morocco, so over a year ago now, well, in January 2020. So we've planned it before that, so it's been now like a year and a half that we've been thinking.
Well, we tried to see if we liked filming while traveling during that Morocco trip.
And just to show that our idea evolved a lot, at first we were going to be a French speaking channel, but coming back from the trip, even though we filmed everything in French, we've decided to change everything and start it out in English. And we really wanted our channel to be focused on the van at first and the van build. So we started to film everything since we bought the van, but it's only like 6 months after that we filmed everything that we actually posted on YouTube. Yeah.
So if you guys are interested in seeing a bit of Morocco, even though it's only in French, you can tell us in the comments. We'll bring it up, maybe.
Maybe we'll release them someday.
Their time!
So this is something that we used to do on Instagram in our early days. Before we began filming this episode, we put out a poll on Instagram for a dare that we would do on this Q&A. So if ever you want to go and follow us on Instagram, the link is in the description, by the way. So the challenge was either take a spoonful of hot sauce or a shot of tequila. So let's go and see what you guys voted.
Yeah, you guys got like 30 minutes to vote. It's not so bad.
And...
Ooh, tequila shots!
Alright!
Alright, let's share results.
I'll go
get some shots. So to all of you in this amazing community who support us, who inspires us, this is for you.
Cheers.
Where's salt and lime? Alright, that's it for our talk with you guys.
Hope you enjoyed.
Yes.
Hope you learned some stuff. If you have other questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments below.
Or just come and talk to us. Just come and chat. We love chatting. Yes, we do. You might have liked our setup as well. So for some of you, you might recognize the cushions we bought for the van. So this pretty setup is coming with us in the van.
Stay tuned, because in our next videos, we'll be going back to work on our van, on Cherry. We can sound Cherry now.
Yes!
And yeah, finally, after like a month of not working on it, we're finally going back because of COVID and everything. And we're super excited to bring you along the way. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.